We have script. You hit record.
You hit record button.
So proud of you.
We're so ready.
You hit record button.
All this producing practice I've gotten.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the button real good.
You hitting that
Record
button. Hunter, in fact, can find the Clint. We're proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
You found a record button.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, that's a compliment, I guess.
No,
I like that
I hate
you
that
said
it's a
that,
compliment.
and then I look over and he says there's some sort of meme of someone in a vacuum bed.
Oh, God.
What? 3-month-old chicken cutlet in the freezer while you're ordering Uber Eats again?
Please.
Someone just struggling in a vacuum bed.
Okay, that meme now has to go in the Patreon episode.
That's good
Channel.
shit.
Yeah, so if
okay,
you
I can
enjoy
download
this
it.
content and you join our Patreon, you get exclusive content like these fuck-ass memes. Apparently. We appreciate your support. I every day I wake up and question why people pay us.
It's because they love the chaos.
Because it's quality content.
Yeah, quality content. Blank Bodies is a quality brand.
It is a quality
Yeah.
brand.
Speaking of Blank Bodies, hi and welcome to Blank Bodies, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 tabletop and horror podcast. I'm your host Hunter, and I'm joined by...
Blank Bodies. This is a Blank Bodies podcast about vampires. This is John. I'm joined by...
Hey, this is Sarah. We're back to regular mode?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've exited Hunter month, so
Now we're talking about vampires.
vampires again. Huzzah!
Vampire.
I mean, we do talk about what World of Darkness more broadly, but we focus on vampire.
Vampire.
There will be yes. So we might be getting new listeners because this episode we're talking about the first Bloodlines game.
Neat!
As we were prepping for Bloodlines 2 to drop, I am stocking up on vodka and Malort.
Hey.
Yeah.
Not because I expect the game to be bad, I'm just not ready for the discourse.
I just don't get on the internet.
I have to.
Yeah,
That's literally multiples of my jobs
fair.
now.
That's fair,
I have to be on the internet. Anywho, so we're going to be doing a retrospective on Bloodlines 1, the cherished video game that is canon to the lore for World of Darkness.
Hell yeah, Kane's a taxi driver.
He might not be anymore.
That's true. He took the money he made from being a taxi driver and opened a shawarma shop.
Oh, guys, he helped expand the one that Hakeem.
Yes.
Yes. Oh God, fantastic.
Hakeem made it. He invested.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, I don't know. Let's be real, he's probably a farmer.
Maybe that was going back to his roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so with this retrospective review, we're gonna have an overview of the game. I wrote the script to try and avoid spoilers for a 20-year-old video game, but we're gonna talk about the game, so there's probably going to be spoilers. If that
There's
bothers
vampires.
you, go play the game.
You play a vampire.
It's probably on sale now with the other game coming out.
Big.
Probably.
spoiler
I
there.
did not double check what the price is for it on GOG at the moment. It's usually not terribly expensive.
I think it was like $20 last time I looked on on Steam.
Yeah,
Steam?
it's $20
Yeah.
on Steam.
Okay. I usually recommend it from Good Old Games, and there's a reason we'll talk about it in the script.
Yeah, it's got all the patches, right?
Yes, it has all the
Mhm.
patches. I did check when I wrote the script last week. The most recent patch was this year, in fact.
Oh,
so it's still
nice.
being updated.
Cool.
Huzzah.
By fans.
Yes.
Purely by fans.
Yes.
They
so
just don't stop.
They
Well,
do
the
not
company
stop.
doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
true.
we'll
Yeah,
talk about that
that's
a little bit. So we have information on the production and the reception of the game, and also some information about the modding community. I can only dig into the modding for the game so much because there's been 20 years of this modding community. If you have a mod for Bloodlines 1 that you particularly is like your favorite, please share it with our listeners and each other in the community Discord. That's what that's for.
I'd really like it. I'm
Uh-huh.
sure it exists.
Uh-huh.
Because mods, let's be
Yeah.
real. I think it'd be hilarious if there was a mod that gave literally every NPC giant boobies.
Oh, there's probably so many porn mods.
I don't want them porn. I want them still clothed.
You just want big boobs.
I just think it'd be really funny to see, like, what's his face in the beginning?
Smiling Jack.
Yeah, Smiling Jack with just a
Just
big,
huge knackers.
big old honkers
Oh,
right
my
there. It'd be hilarious.
Everything booba. There probably is that mod. I don't know for sure. I know there's lots of mods for like
I
letting you do
giggle.
Sabat runs. You can do the clans that like don't exist in the main core game. We're just gonna talk about the community like a little bit.
I have to
I
log
can't-
in.
I cannot talk about everything because we don't.
It's
have
a
that kind
lot.
of- it's a lot. That would have to be its own fucking special.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to log in to an account to see the adult mods, so I can't neither confirm nor deny.
The booba mod.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe your
Content
dream will come
warning.
true someday, John.
Oh,
Content
God.
warning, John's dreams.
Fantastic. Content warning, John's Dreams, which is just basic World of Darkness. It's
Yeah.
a mature horror goth game. If you don't like that shit, I'm sorry. I'll listen to another episode or maybe pick a different game. My bad. But if you're cool with that, strap in. Sources for this, the first Bloodlines game that came out in 2004. I also found a series of videos from the developer Timothy Kane talking about Troika games specifically.
Cool.
So he's got his own channel where he just blabs about stuff, and it's actually a really interesting listen. So,
Nice.
huzzah. I found some developer articles via the Wayback Machines from Downward Thrust. I got some stuff from Never Knows Best. I got some stuff from Eurogamer. I think I got some stuff from GameSpot, as well as an interview from David Mulliken from a Bloodlines 2 game dev. So I read a bunch of articles.
Articles.
You can find them. Reading. Yeah. Reading through the history of games journalism from the past 20 years has been fascinating.
Oh, I bet.
So, as a primer, gaming in the early to mid 2000s was a time.
It definitely was.
Yes. All three of us were alive and actively doing gaming stuff, so we have active memories, but I understand some of you either did not game or were not making memories at that point.
Yeah.
Because that's how time works.
Mm-hmm.
We're becoming the olds.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I didn't think it would happen.
No one does.
Yeah.
So, for context about, like, why Bloodlines 1 was, like, kind of a big deal for gaming at the time, you need to understand the context. So in the 2000s, there was a really rapid increase in computer hardware capabilities, which allowed for 3D graphics that were far more accessible to the general populace. Because for a long time, gaming was either 2D nonsense. Some of it was good. Some of it you're just kind of looking at it going,
Huh?
this is a spaceship?
Yeah.
What? You had to use a lot of imagination, and gaming up until this point was really marketed as kind of a niche entertainment thing.
Yeah, you played board games. That was the kind of gaming that you were if
Yeah.
you were talking about gaming.
Or you went to the arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 2000s is where like home consoles became more of like an active thing that people would have just regularly. And there was a lot more of like a casual gaming community. This also allowed for games to become more complex, cinematic, and have more mature storylines with clear genres told throughout the medium.
Neat.
Yeah. So the 2000s also where we started getting really like genre-specific games and also games that were like adult content.
Fucking I remember when Manhunt came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
That
game
fucks.
rules.
But
Yeah.
people lost their shit.
But people lost their shit.
Oh god, the continual people losing their shit over COD and
Mhm.
fucking Grand Theft
They just
Auto.
haven't stopped, really.
No, it has not. Also, graphics at this time period became clear enough for the general audience to be able to easily engage with the interfaces in games, so broadened gaming to a much wider audience, and also could allow for much more complex like game mechanics, because people could clearly see, this is a map, this is the compass, I go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of obtuse, like, wait, why am I in geometry hell? Because I love platforming. A lot of my really early gaming was playing like platformers on the SNES because I was a broke bitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And some of the early 3D platforming was a nightmare. So
Yes.
I did not do it. Don't recommend.
There were others that were fucking great.
Yeah.
Others that were fucking great.
Yeah, a lot of it was just, for me, was like, eh. There's also a wider variety of console controllers, which also further increased gaming accessibility for people. And home speaker fidelity also increased on the consumer level, and digital audio files also became more accessible for producers. So having soundtracks that fucked was much easier and accessible for people. Not that there wasn't good soundtracks before the 2000s, but you can get more like cinematic soundtracks now in games and not eat up like so much of the disc file. So you started getting,
Final Fantasy soundtracks.
yeah.
Let's be real.
This decade also became where like the end of the satanic panic is, but also led to the rise of the violence in video games panic.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those who don't know, Satanic Panic was a period of time, 70s, 80s, into the 90s, where there was a lot of stigma on tabletop gaming, particularly Dungeons and Dragons, but it affected games. Many titles across the board. And there's also, with shifting markets leaning more into, like, home gaming because the accessibility of consoles and PC gaming kind of helped with the dwindling down of all that bullshit, but then it turned into, Oh my god, think of the children, the games, they violent, they teach you how to do a shooting.
Yeah.
The Columbine shooters played video games, clearly they're all bad.
I mean, it's true.
They played Doom after all.
They did
Yeah.
play Doom.
Doom teaches you how to kill everything. Demons specifically, but if you pretend hard enough, it's people.
Fantastic. So with video games beginning to be able to depict more realistic images along with the themes in the games becoming more mature, there was this kind of mass politicization around the fear of what effects these new games and this kind of new media may have on the mental health and morals of the youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's simulating violence, and if you're simulating violence, then you are actually committing violence.
Yeah, God forbid we pass any health and sane gun regulation
No.
or invest in mental health like care.
Mental health care is not exposing yourself to violent media. Okay. You don't need mental health care if you don't do that.
Fucking puritanical goddamn logic. And I do want to be very clear. Currently, there are no scientific consensuses on graphic depictions of violence in video games causing violence in adults, teenagers, or preteens.
Yeah.
There are some studies that will be like, yeah, there's a certain amount of graphic violence depicted in video games over a certain amount of time will increase aggressive behaviors in teenagers and other young adults. And other times I'm just like, no, there's no correlation. I was going to get into it more in this episode, but I went really far in that rabbit hole and it was just a lot of tedium. That's not fun, and having to explain how statistics works sucks.
Not fun.
Yeah, needless to say, a lot of the studies that get cited commonly as like, see, the video games cause the violence. When you actually like go into the study and look at it, that's not what the study says. And you go, well, this was useless. Chuck.
Yeet.
Yeah. I will say video game ethics does suggest that players who are immature are incapable of engaging with mature content ethically or safely, since they would be incapable of understanding the themes of the story, how the mechanics of the game interact with those themes, and may not be capable of processing bleed appropriately. I think that's actually more where the conversation really needs to be, because there are some folks who just aren't in the headspace nor have the emotional maturity to handle certain themes and mechanics. Some of it might be because, yeah, you know what, maybe letting your 12-year-old play GTA is a little much.
Yeah.
I don't know your 12-year-old, but like I would say probably that might be a bit much for
Depends
most
on
12-year-olds.
the GTA.
Yeah. Depends on the GTA, depends on the child.
Yeah. If the kid in GTA is just running around driving the cars, which is a blast.
It is.
In GTA.
It is.
Then yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm like that's where parenting comes in.
Yeah, if he's picking up like prostitutes and then taking them out into like the desert and throwing them off cliffs, that's
might need to have a conversation.
Yeah,
and be
you
like,
might be like,
hey,
why
buddy,
are you doing that?
why are you doing that? Why do you think that's okay? Do you understand like what that means?
Right.
That would be a teaching moment about like bleed and you know, like how storytelling can affect your thoughts on the real world with your child. You know, being a fucking parent.
Interact with your kid?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Be engaged in the media your child is engaging in.
Why?
Wow. But all of that to say, we've also talked about bleed and consent calibration around mature games and unethical content in previous episodes. If you want more details, episode 82, I go into all those details. I didn't want to rehash that, but I feel like it's important to kind of touch base here.
I like it.
Because, oh boy, we get into a mature game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for people to be aware, consoles around the time that Bloodlines 1 came out, the N64 came out in 1996. The PlayStation 2 came out in 2000. The original Xbox and Nintendo GameCube came out in 2001. Watching John lose his face is amazing. Xbox 360 released in 2005, and the PS3 and the Wii released in 2006.
That's wild.
Yeah, just the amount of like tech upgrades in that short time is kind of coconuts.
And the amount since, even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I got mad recently. I downloaded Red Dead 2 because I was wanting to do if it's white, it's on site run.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Because I'm like, give me my emotional support, Dirty Cowboy. But I also forgot like how big that game file is. It's huge.
Yeah.
I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day being upset. I was like, this game is like 300 some odd megabytes. Fuck this.
How dare.
This is so big.
I can't install that.
My hard drive only has 8 gigabytes.
Right.
I'm fucked. So yeah, sometimes you just have to go like, oh yeah, that's where we were. Cool. And for PC gaming more specifically, there's a lot of radical changes and establishing a lot of the what seems like foundational normal game culture for now is kind of happening at this time period. For PC gaming, like some of the biggest games, and by biggest I mean most popular, were a lot of like MMOs, which was kind of the first time players were able to engage with each other online in real time and like coordinate not only activities but also like talk to each other.
Fucking RuneScape.
Yeah. I never was a Warcraft or RuneScape girly. My younger brother played the fuck out of RuneScape. So that's why I ended up learning so much about it, because he was one of those players that would out loud verbally talk about what he was doing while he was doing it in the game. So he's like muttering to himself.
I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go mine this. And
Yeah.
Then, oh, fuck, a goblin. Hold on. Let me go get him. And okay, killed him. All right, go back to mining. And
yeah, so I threw unwanted osmosis. No, way too much.
Yeah.
RuneScape.
I, instead of learning typing.
You played RuneScape?
In middle school and high school, when we took like high school typing classes or whatever. Yeah, I would just always get the furthest back corner computer I could. And then I would just go through a proxy site to get to RuneScape and play RuneScape.
Fantastic. And also around this time, simulation games like The Sims and RPGs like Elder Scrolls also got their start around this time period and were some of the biggest titles to really open up simulation and role-play games to wider general audiences, because up until the 2000s, these were like very niche hobbies and games. So it was just a big like, woo, everybody do gaming now.
Right.
Which is extra funny because it just gaming culture has just gotten like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger ever since then. So it's just kind of wild to be like, oh yeah, I forgot there was a time where I was the fucking weirdo for playing The Sims.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just the normal girly pop game for people to be playing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it
Weird.
was. Also, fucking Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
It was always my goal to make a roller coaster that all of the riders that went on it vomited directly after getting off of it.
Oh yeah.
It was my favorite. And I realized that if you put like Shake Shacks and hot dogs right in front of it, people will eat them and then get on the roller coaster. And I don't know if it's actually a thing like programmed into the game, but it seemed like every time they did that, they were going to throw up more likely. So, and I never cleaned it because I thought it was hilarious.
You're a monster.
So I just had this like worldwide, oh, it's great roller coaster, because I got my park to get a good ratings or whatever, and then
there's just the vomitorium.
Yeah,
I was never good at any of those games.
Oh yeah,
I was real bad. The Sims, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah,
just dog shit. No idea what I was doing. I was like, this park looks cool, and that's all I care about.
Yeah. I got really good at, like, finding little hacks and cheats in those games. I would just get myself, like, infinite money, and then I could do whatever the fuck I want. And one of my favorite activities was to make a ride that was, like, really, really popular, get stupid popular, and then I would just change the pathing more and more and more just to make the queue for the line just the most obscene. Because I was like, how much are these little idiots willing to work to get to this ride?
There you go.
Just goes all the way through the entire park like you're playing Snake, the game.
Just like doubling back on itself, making ramps go over the path, so I have to like double switch back. Like it was fucking nuts. I was a dick.
Beautiful.
So all of that quick run through of like understanding the nostalgia, like this is where gaming was. It was very like a lot of what we consider normal now is like just starting here and getting established. So it's like Elder Scrolls, like I think Morrowind was the game out around this time, if I'm remembering correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm basically going off of the graphics. I remember Morrowind was like one of the first Elder Scroll games I played. I liked it, but looking back now, oh god, those polygons.
I also played it on the original Xbox, so it was even worse.
No.
I played it on PC, and I think the only reason I'm pretty positive that you're right is because I remember playing it on the computer in my mom's study, and I was still living with them.
Okay.
And it was just before I graduated, so it had to be before 2008.
Yeah.
It was like early 2000s.
Yeah, basically for consoles, I had an SNES until the GameCube, and I didn't get the GameCube until like 2005.
Right.
So I did a lot of PC gaming, but my family was broke as shit. So a lot of gaming I had was either weird, cheap little point-and-click games or used games from the GameStop. But I usually end up buying the used games that were in bad condition because I had gear at home to like fix and repair CDs. So it's like, yeah, I'll buy the fucking scratched up. That's how I got Morrowind, is I bought the really fucked up, scratched up copy of Morrowind, and then I cleaned it, and it worked.
Yep.
Can't do that now because I'm trying to get rid of physical media. It's bullshit.
Boo.
That to get to the developers for Bloodlines 1, which is Troika Games, a label that doesn't exist anymore.
They made some great games, though.
They did! It was founded in Irvine, California, after the founders had design disagreements with Interplay Studio on Fallout 2 in 1998.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that was a fun little rabbit hole to go down, because I had forgotten that these guys, Timothy Kane, Jason Anderson, and Leonard Boyarsky, were the major devs behind the Fallout franchise.
Yep.
I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, it was these guys. Sick. I like Fallout. Fallout's great.
Fallout's neat.
Yeah. I was really more of a fan of Fallout 1 and 2, but that's because I was isotropic point and click asshole, because I was broke as shit for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I didn't really play Fallout 3 until we were living together.
Mm.
And then it turned into drunkenly John and I taking turns with the controllers and then just doing voices for the NPCs in each of each other's games.
Such a good time.
Hell yeah.
Such a good time.
So Troika was known for creating RPGs that had a lot of focus on the game world, characters, and allowing for far more player choice than what was typical for RPGs at the time. Because a lot of roleplay games at the time were
like
simple. Diablo, yeah, where it's like, you are the hero, you might get to change your class, but basically all that does is change your weapon type, but it doesn't really change much else.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one track, and you're going from here to go kill God or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
What? Not a whole lot going on there. This did also come with a lot of critiques for unpolished and unfinished games, bugs, and dodgy combat engines, kind of across all of their game lines.
Yeah.
Where everybody's like, oh, this is really cool and expansive, and da-da-da, combat is a nightmare. But this was also a time period where role-play games were pretty much all combat focused, and that's still kind of a problem today. But role-play, like, video games are inherently very combat focused, so if you want to play a role-play game where you're like, I want to get more into doing social things and detective work, it's like, unless you're playing a game that's specifically built for that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, most games don't give you that option. So Troika trying to do that with their games was really impressive and kind of cool. Hell yeah.
I would say if you want to play like probably their best game, definitely check out Arcanum.
Yeah.
What's the full title? Arcanum of Steamworks and Magical Obscura.
Oh.
But that's a really good. It's probably their best, like, tightest game. It's close to the style of the Fallout games, where it is like an isometric RPG, so it doesn't have as many like the open world bugs or any of that kind of thing. Still turn based. Yeah.
Like, that one had a really good balance between, like, where the tech hardware was at the time and balancing out what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
A lot of the interviews and dev stuff that I had read, that I didn't even include in this, I just want to include the main things I read. It seemed a lot of, for Troika, they had really big pie-in-the-sky aspirations, and they were just getting held up by budgets and hardware limitations. And I'm just like, damn, that's unfortunate.
Well, Troika, come back now. Okay.
Think that everyone, as far as I'm aware, is still working in games.
Okay, cool.
So they're still doing things, and they have a lot of influence on stuff.
Good.
So huzzah! Where was I? Yeah. So Troika was also known for creating RPGs that had a lot of focus on the game world, characters. Oh yeah, there we are. So Troika wanted to build Bloodlines 1 as a first-person RPG, believing that the genre had become really stale. So it's like, bro, it's the late 90s, early aughts, and they're just like, first-person roleplay games are stale. And I'm like...
Bro.
I mean, in our sense of timeline and scale, it's like, bro, these games just barely get off the ground. What do you mean? So, like, reading that for me was like, what? That's crazy, dog.
Shit's moving fast in your world.
Yes, it is. So when they brought their idea of doing Bloodlines to Activision, they threw the team at Vampire the Masquerade due to their licenses and success with Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. So Activision had done Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. You can, I think, still play that game.
Oh.
I've seen it for download. I think you can get it on Steam. The last I saw, it has come on and off on Steam.
I wonder if I still have it on disc somewhere.
Maybe. But yeah, so the Troika team went to Activision and was like, hey, we want to do a first-person roleplay game, and we want to do something that's kind of, like, cool and hip, and we got these innovative ideas, and Activision's like, cool, here's Vampire.
Yeah.
And Troika went sick. Let's do this. Much of the writing for Bloodlines 1 was pulled from the Time of Judgment novels being published by White Wolf at the time.
Canon.
So, yeah. So if you're wondering why, like, hey, why is Bloodlines 1 so focused on the apocalypse bullshit? It's like, well...
That's where the game line was.
Yep, yep. It was the new millennium, and the world is ending.
If only they knew.
If only they knew. There would be a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Boy, oh boy. Now, I mean, I think we all know the answer to the age-old question. If you could time travel and, like, save one person in history, who would it be?
So many people are going to pick Harambe.
It's Harambe.
Oh, obviously.
I think that's the obvious answer now. Everything would be right if that gorilla didn't die.
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
So, the goal of Bloodlines 1 is to have this game stay as true to the tabletop game as possible, as opposed to Redemption, which was more of like your traditional action-adventure role-played video game at the time. The soundtrack was composed by Rick Schaefer, who does really cool, good work. You should check out their stuff. The game score also included touring bands that were active in that time period, including Lacuna Coil, Ministry, Tiamat, Massive Attack, and loads of others. Which was kind of a big deal at that time, because not a lot of games were putting active bands like in the soundtracks. Because I can't think of any other game that really did that was popular until like the Tony Hawk games. Am I wrong on that?
Those Tony Hawk games.
A lot of sports games would do it too.
Okay, I didn't play sports games.
Tony Hawk is definitely one of the ones that got big off of it. But I know like a lot of racing games would do it too. I mean, a lot of them had their own soundtracks that were also just got as popular.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to look up that because I'm curious what the first game to use licensed music was. Interesting. I've never heard of that before.
What?
There were some arcade games that would license like a song or two.
Okay.
So even in the arcade, I mean, there's also arcade games there's like Revolution X.
Yeah.
Things like that are based on a band. So those clearly had...
Yeah, I just wasn't aware of, like, games that were either being used for home console or PC gaming that really had, like, active bands work on soundtracks that you could be like, cool, I heard this title in the game. I'm going to go buy their CD at the record store and then maybe go see them when they're on tour.
Yeah.
That wasn't really a thing. Usually games would have, like, their own, like, this is the soundtrack. They might, like, hire people that are in bands to, like, work on the soundtracks, but it wasn't like, hey, we're just going to take this track and...
This is a song off your album. We're going to put it in here.
Which blew my mind as a preteen when I was playing Bloodlines 1 and there was like all the band posters up and then I would see the band poster in the real world and I was like, oh shit, that's... Fuck.
I said it earlier when we were talking about it. Bella Morte was friends with folks that I babysat for.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was just like wild that I'd go home and play that and then go and babysit and they'd be like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with so-and-so from Bella Morte the other day. And I'm like, what? Wow, that's so cool.
He's so cool, man.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, I think it's neat to bring up and because the music is such a big part of the atmosphere for Bloodlines, which is a big chunk of what sells the game is the atmosphere, and having that fun kind of AU crossover that you get with World of Darkness, where there's so many things in the game that also exist in our normal world, and you can take your real world knowledge and go like, oh, this applies over here, and it's like, this was a good moment.
Like taxis.
Like taxis. Yes, like taxis. I'm so proud of you.
You can use it to get around the city. This is nice.
Yeah, oh god. Could you imagine, like, Kane working for Lyft or Uber?
It would not go well.
I think, it could either go very well or very, very poorly.
Yeah, I'm just like, buddy,
Do you think if you have a high enough level in celerity, you can give the car celerity?
What?
I'm just asking.
Are we going back to the vampire meta?
I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
So I will say the PS1, other than like arcade games or like games that would have MIDI versions of like a theme song or something, like the Beavis and Butthead like had some MIDI Gwar songs on the Super Nintendo, I believe. There's stuff like that, and some like the Michael Jackson arcade cabinet had Michael Jackson songs. But it looks like it was really the PS1 because it was CD based. Yeah. So they could fit like full songs. So the PS1 was really one of the first consoles to really do that. Like I guess like Road Rash, I always forget. There's a Wu-Tang game with Wu-Tang music for the PS1.
There's
it's a fighting
Wu-Tang game?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's one of the most expensive PS1 controllers. Is a Wu-Tang Clan logo shaped PS1 controller shaped like the W.
That sounds like it would be so uncomfy to use.
Yes.
I mean, hell yeah for Wu-Tang, but God, No.
Also, it sucks, but Twisted Metal 4 has some licensed music in it.
Oh,
too.
okay.
I think it's like all Rob. I think Rob Zombie's in that one.
Okay.
As like a playable character, and it's got some of his music on the soundtrack.
So there was like some, but it wasn't really like a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was like what I remember at the time was just being like, I heard no actual bands in games, and then I played Bloodlines, and I was like, oh, this is for realsies. Cool. John looks excited about something.
I just looked, did Google shopping for the Wu-Tang PS1 controller, and the only one that's actually it is a sealed one, it looks like, or at least it's in some sort of plastic with the game. It's $1,200 on eBay. Sorry.
So if you donate to our Patreon...
Yeah.
We'll play all of Bloodlines with the Wu-Tang controller.
No!
It doesn't look that uncomfortable, really.
Oh, I was just imagining it in the Wu-Tang symbol, and I was like, that seems like a nightmare.
Yeah, here. Look.
Let me see.
It's really not too bad.
Okay, that's not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah, right?
Okay. I feel like playing Bloodlines 1 with that would be a fucking nightmare.
I love it.
Probably not enough buttons, but we could make it work.
We could make it work. Oh, no. No. Okay, well, that's been said out loud. So issues with Bloodlines 1, very similar to Bloodlines 2 as far as we are aware. We don't have all the dev notes of Bloodlines 2, but it's fine. The development of Bloodlines 1 ran long and also ran over budget. Half of the Troika team that they had while they're developing Bloodlines 1 was also working on another project at the same time.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, no idea. I feel like when you're a small dev team, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Gonna be honest, but that's just my logistics brain.
Maybe just do one game at a time.
Yeah. So basically, Activision came in and fronted Troika money to let them finish that other game so they could focus on Bloodlines 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put an ultimatum on Troika, which ended up leaving Troika with less than a month to finish final coding and review for Bloodlines 1 before publishing.
Man, so this has been happening since like then.
Oh yeah, this has been a forever problem.
Yeah.
I've read conflicting accounts on people in Activision and also people from Troika blaming each other for issues. I wasn't in the dev room, so I don't know. So I'm not gonna say whose fault is what, but those beats seem to be like the consensus that I was able to get. Like at least everybody agrees on these facts.
Right.
I don't know if this is me being out of pocket or not. I don't like talking out of my ass on other dev teams' projects because like I know how much it sucks to go through the development of complicated art projects. Like I've done classes where we've done like in like game development stuff for small games. I've also done production stuff outside of college in the real world with multiple people, and just that can go to hell in a handbasket in multiple ways. And sometimes things that like seem like a boo, we hate this choice out to the public, they don't have all the information, so they don't know everything that went into making those choices.
Right.
So I don't like getting up dev teams' asses unless I have more information, but needless to say, the 3-hour-long conversation I had with people online about why the Nosferatu might not be in Bloodlines 2 because developing is a nightmare. Anyways. Not the point. So Bloodlines...
I mean, you have to make like a whole new game
basically
for that clan. You have to make an underground sewer system that you may not have had to do for the rest of them. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to like make different alternate entrances to every building. Mm-hmm.
And new dialogue options and new interactions and...
Right.
Yeah. And if you have a deadline, you can only do so many things.
I am excited for them to add Nosferatu. I'm sure it's going to happen. Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, they're a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that DLC. Mm-hmm. No joke. Anyway, so Bloodlines 1 releases November 2004 on Microsoft Windows. PC game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bloodlines was not allowed to be released before Half-Life 2.
Huh.
Because they were both being made on the Source engine. And Valve put in the contract that Bloodlines 1 could be done on the Source engine, but they wanted to make sure their in-house game was getting published first.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so even though Bloodlines 1 technically began development way before Half-Life 2 did, they weren't able to market that.
They weren't even allowed to market it?
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to market. They weren't allowed to say anything until Half-Life 2 started marketing, and then they weren't allowed to release Bloodlines 1 until Half-Life 2 dropped.
Huh.
So that seems to have maybe added to some of the complications about the game.
Yeah.
From what I've read, to the degree of that, I'm not sure, but that's like interesting. But that's also part of the reason why a lot of the animations and things that happen in the game actually run way better than other games at that time period, because they were able to use the source engine for the programming straight out the gate, which... If you want to go find the tech nerds that go into the details on that, there are actually really good video essays about that shit. I am not smart enough to explain why that's cool and why it works out. So go talk to those nerds.
When did Unreal Engine come out?
Depends on which version.
Yeah. I immediately turned to Hunter because I was like, Hunter should know this.
Yeah.
Overcomplicated. So the original was 1998, it looks like.
Okay.
Released with, but I mean, the last version was released all the way in 2022. So
Right.
it's still...
They're still putting stuff out.
Yeah. There's also a lot of different versions. There's like, of the older... So yeah, let's just go with 1998.
Yeah.
1998. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So for the release of Bloodlines 1, it was originally scheduled to be in spring 2005 to avoid its conflict with Half-Life 2, but because Activision put in that ultimatum, it got moved to November 2004. So... Drama, complications. We love productions. So, with Bloodlines 1, it being an RPG, at the time it really stood out because it was also one of the first really big games that really delved into the subgenre of neo-noir. So for those who don't know, neo-noir is a genre that started in film in the 70s and 80s as directors were reinterpreting crime dramas from the 40s and 50s to fit into their contemporary time and culture. A lot of the tropes for neo-noir include unbalanced framing, so that'll be like Dutch angles, like a lot of really extreme, like waiting, like actors to be on one far side of the screen, things being tilted weird. There's also a lot of high contrast between shadow and light, so it's going to be very moody lighting. There's also a lot of really moody soundtracks, morally gray themes, a lot of anti-heroes. Like this is where like the rise of anti-heroes in film and media really comes out of neo-noir. There's also a lot of plots delving into the emotions and psychology of the characters within a heightened reality of some sort. Is really big in neo-noir as opposed to regular noir where it's mostly just kind of a straight up crime thing.
Right.
Yeah. You do get some heightened pulpy stuff with like original noir, but like it doesn't get quite as like...
It's spooky kind of occulty kind of stuff, but nothing like overtly said usually.
Yeah, neo-noir tends to get into more heady themes as opposed to traditional noir films.
Right.
Where it's like, shucks, the crime happens, just things are moody, the world is terrible sometimes, but there's also beauty in it. And then you get to neo-noir where they're just like, the world is fucked, man! But is it you? Do the sheep dream electric dreams? That kind of thing. Yeah. So popular films from this genre include Point Blank, Blowout, Taxi Driver, Blade Runner, Blue Velvet, Reservoir Dogs, Seven, Old Boy, No Country for Old Men, and Dread. All fit in the neo-noir kind of area. So in this kind of theme, Bloodlines 1 is really interesting as a niche hitting in the neo-noir subgenre. The setting of the game leans into the tabletop game lore with the various sects, Gehenna, and the other splats being as much part of the wider world as it is the grit and grime of LA. So it's like the supernatural elements are really what builds up like the heightened reality that like Bloodlines exist in as a game. And then you have all of the moody, just like LA's full of crime and neon lights and everybody's hot. And just things are fucked up, man. So
fucked.
Yeah, but because of the supernatural elements in the heightened reality of the game can kind of get away with some, like, pulpy cheeseball nonsense and just, like, really lean into it.
Yeah.
But then also take a hard turn right into just really, like, oh, no! So, I think because it exists as a neo-noir subgenre kind of a thing, it allows it to have the flexibility to go from, like, oh, this is really heavy and sad, to, like, cool, I'm in a fight in a warehouse with a girl who's in a Japanese schoolgirl outfit with a katana. What the fuck? Why is this happening? And it's all done with a straight fucking face. There's no winking. It just happens.
No jokes.
No jokes.
Deadly serious.
Thankfully, this was pre-Joss Whedon and all his fuck-ass nonsense, so when silly things happen, it just happens and you go, okay.
Yeah.
This is just part of my life now. I'm dead. Cool. Why is the guy in charge of me named after a flavorless thing? It's because he truly is also flavorless?
Yes.
I say that as somebody who likes drinking LaCroix.
Yeah.
What?
They're gross.
You know what?
They have zero taste.
That's not true.
Depends on the one you get.
Yeah, like, are there some better than others? Yes, obviously.
Their taste is diluted.
Yeah.
Much like the Prince of that city.
True facts. But yeah, also Bloodlines really stands out because as an RPG, it was one of the first really, really popular ones to have like truly unique runs for characters. So each of the clans has their own like dialogue trees. You get a different outfit for the character depending if you decide to go Mask or Femme.
And your armor level.
And there's like core game mechanics that change between each of the clans because it depends on like which clan you play, depends on what discipline spread you get access to, which was not as common at that time of a thing. Definitely the dialogue and the way the world interacts with you based on your clan being so different was like really, really unique. But then they have the fun of, so there's 7 clans in the base game. 5 of them are kind of like, I feel like they fit more traditionally in the fact that like, yeah, you're getting different dialogue options and there's different things that could happen, but like the mechanics and the way the game plays is not too dissimilar between Venture, Toreador, Gangrel, Bruja, and Tremere. And then you get our 2 favorite buddies. There's the Nosferatu run, which is they really lean into you are a fugly bat boy or girl. You're gonna get fucked. Like if you step outside in the mortal like streets and a person sees you, it is like GTA 5 all the stars. And you're gonna get beat to death.
It's true.
It's really sad. Like there's certain NPCs, if you walk up and go talk to them as a Nosferatu, they have a heart attack and die. It's really unfortunate. So you have to be like skulking. You have to like not only learn the above ground map of like the different parts of LA you're skulking around, you also have to learn like how all the sewers underneath like interconnect.
Help, yeah.
Or you have to like drop all these points into obfuscate and stealthing, and then you just become a stealth god. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but even then, it's tough because like the way they run the blood mechanic is the longer you're in stealth, at least for a while, if I remember, they just like eats your blood away slowly.
No, it does. It does. So that's why you gotta strategically plan. You go over here, and then you get a snack, and you go over here and get a snack. You go over here and get.
You're actually like a rat.
Yeah,
you just gotta run around the city getting snacks the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's also the infamous Malkavian run.
Oh my god.
Which
don't play your first time.
That was my first run.
I was specifically told not to.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
I think I did Ventru first, just because I was like, all right, I'll do like the default then.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't recommend doing Nosferatu or Malkavian as your first run because it's putting the game on hard mode in a lot of ways.
Well, it also, Malkavians being Malkavians, there's like a lot of spoilers and like hints at what happens later on in the story. But they are obscure enough that you don't really catch them if you haven't played the game before.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that like you just won't understand. But when you go back and play it, having played a different clan first, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you want that kind of experience, I'm not here to stop you, but like
I had a blast, but it was tough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doing a run of as Malkavian on a second playthrough, I find is really rewarding because it's kind of like watching a movie the first time and you're like, yeah, this movie was great, and then you watch it a second time, and now you're able to pick up all like the little details and cool things that like the editing and director teams put in, or you're like catching sound cues that you didn't catch the first time. You're just like, oh.
Yeah.
So you get like more enjoyment out of it. And then Nosferatu is just like the hard mode. So at bare minimum, I feel like you can get like 3 really solid run-throughs of the game, which yay, replay value. Cause there's some roleplay games from this time period that I'm like, I wouldn't really, after you do the one run, I don't really feel the need to go back and do it again. And there's like secret dialogue options that are really exclusive to the Malkavians in the game.
A lot of clans have different sections, have specific sections where they can just kind of do their thing too.
Yes, which is dope. Yeah. So the leveling system.
And their disciplines too.
Oh yeah, the disciplines really.
The disciplines give you dialogue options at times too.
Oh
so
yeah.
Like...
Yeah, the Malkavian one where it's just like, I'm just making everyone crazy.
Dude. That's I put so many points in that, and one of my favorite tactics was use obfuscate to sneak up on a big group of enemies, and then use demontation to make them all just fight each other. Yeah. And I just sit and go.
That sounds like a thing you would do.
And then when there was one left, I'd be like, okay, I'll come out of obfuscate now. Hi,
we're friends now, Chomp.
Yep.
Hilarious. Yeah, I liked the Tremere run for like the story options. I'm not a big fan of the thaumaturgy path that's given.
Really?
I understand why it was picked, because it's like, it's very Path of Blood coded, and it's very combat one, where it's like, you just make people explode.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not the path of thaumaturgy I would normally pick. Because I'm like, guys, this is one Masquerade breachy as shit, and if that's my only self-defense option, that sucks.
Whoops.
Why is this the one we went with? Okay. Stupid.
I mean, Tremere do enjoy their, like, shock and awe.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
The Blitzkrieg, if you will. Anywho, yeah, and then you do get like dialogue options that are specific to the other clans, depending on how you interact, or if you decide to really delve into the disciplines, you can just circumnavigate things by being like, I'm just going to use on persuade like all the time. Everyone's my best friend.
Presents. You're like the lizard meme, but with presents.
Presents. Yeah, I know I've seen people do runs where they're very like dominate heavy in the game, and I'm like, no. The game gives you options to be a fucking bastard.
Oh yeah.
If you so desire.
Oh yeah.
And
that humanity cannot matter at all to you.
The dominate path is very much a like, oh no. But it does solve problems quickly.
That is pretty trademark of dominate.
Yes, correct. So the leveling system, I do like that the Bloodlines system, for one, kept the leveling system very similar to the pen and paper game, which was a goal to be like, okay, we want this game to be as similar to the tabletop game.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the attributes as dots, and the dominate, like everything's in the dot system.
Nice.
And there's ways you can figure out how to like have your abilities pair well with like feats and skills, and you're like, oh yeah, if I put dots into here, that helps boost these other abilities. So you can get some really fun, unique builds. Unfortunately, it does suffer from the fact that this is a roleplay computer game, so some skills and abilities are just going to be ubiquitous no matter what your character build is. So it's like, hey, if you want to play Bloodlines and not put any dots into lockpicking, get fucked. You're so fucked. You can do Blood Surge to like give yourself a boost for lockpicking, so if you don't want to put a lot of dots in there, that's fine, but I'm like...
You kind of need it.
Yeah, but it's also unique because it's one of the first roleplay computer games I'm aware of that really allowed for social combat maneuvering to be just as valid as like physical combat. I haven't really found, somebody else who's more of like a computer history nerd than me might know this, but I haven't really found a lot of computer games at this time that would allow player characters being like, yeah, you can build a character that's just like purely social and you're going to be good for most of the game. Spoilers, that last bad of the game, no. I've made that mistake where I was like, I'm going to make a social character. This is fun. And then I get towards the end of Bloodlines 1 and it's like, you have no points in gun? No,
yeah, make sure you learn a little bit of gun by midway.
Good luck, kiddo.
Good luck, kiddo. The answer is correct.
You can be as social as you want, but you also got to have that thing on you.
Gotta have that thing on you. Correct. Which I would have been fine with if the game at any point fucking communicated this. It doesn't. So you just get to that one point and you're fucked.
You can kind of get all the way through the game until then with
pretty much social builds, yeah.
Social builds or like kind of punchy ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the melee is. But yeah.
Anyway,
I'll get into that more seriously in a bit. So, also, fun thing with this world as the world elements and the side quests that could happen. So on top of there being music existing in the game that also exists just in your area, NPCs have full dialogue options that are full of lots of personality and everybody feels like a genuinely lived in person, which was very much not the style at the time for NPCs. Like even just like security guards that should just be throwaway characters. You just like, if you went down the dialogue tree with them, you'd just be like, oh, I learned so much about him. Oh my god.
Man, I'm sorry you gotta be working this job. That stinks, buddy.
There's also a lot of discoverables in the games that exist that have hardly anything to do with the main quest. You could just fuck off.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, I know LaCroix sent me to go do this job. Fuck it. I'm gonna be going over here.
I want to check this out.
Check this out. Oh, I'm in an area where I do not have enough XP.
I should leave.
I'm not ready for this. Chinatown's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because of the very open world nature of the game, there's a lot of, you could spend a lot of hours just dicking around and not do the main plots, which was not the style at that time, which is wild for me to be like looking back at a lot of titles around that time period going, oh yeah, you couldn't just wander around in games at that time period. That was not a thing you could do and have discoverables and just go dick around and learn things about the world and then remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing a job.
Yeah,
Hold
I feel like the only ones that I can think of that like you just kind of got to wander around were some of the like old like Spyro games, and even then you were very limited because it was like you got to wander around the maps provided to you, but they were like very invisible, wall heavy, and all that.
Yeah, it's partially why like the game I really got into. I was really basically around this time I was into point and click detective games and I was into fighting games.
Yeah,
I played this, I loved this, but the game was broken as shit.
Yeah.
And I was too dumb to figure out modding at the time, so I was just fucked. So basically, I didn't really play, like, RPG world exploring games until Mass Effect.
Mm.
And I went too hard in the paint on Mass Effect. I was like, this is fucking great. It's like Star Trek, but I can actually murder people.
Yeah.
They frown on that in Star Trek.
I mean, sometimes they frown on it in Mass Effect.
Well, it depends if you're doing a paragon or whatever.
Yeah, it also depends on who your buddy is.
Yeah.
Fucking Garrick.
What's wrong with Garrick?
He's just so like, hey, don't kill that person. Hey, don't steal that thing. Hey, don't get in with that crime lord. Like, chill the fuck out, man. Stop being a stick in the mud.
Just leave Garrus alone.
He's a cop. Fuck cops.
I mean, yeah, that's the unfortunate. He's not a cop anymore when you're at that point in the game.
That's true.
He stopped being a cop.
That's true.
He stopped being a cop because I fixed him. Did I do the Romance Garrus line? Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm sure.
I own that. I also did the one with Talia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tali.
she's great. Yeah, Talia, she's great.
Same.
Fucking love her.
Same.
I love my hijabi wife.
Yes.
Anyways. I want to give the heads up for anybody who hasn't played Bloodlines 1 and you're like, hey, I want to go like check out the first game before the second one. Or by the time this comes out, you might have played some of the second one. You want to look at the first one. Gotta give you a warning because it was the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinatown segments. You can tell probably did not have a lot of Chinese or Southeast Asian people consulting at that time. So there's some dialogue acting choices that are fucking cringy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there is a mod pack now that has fixed that.
That'd be neat.
Would be cool. I don't know if there is. There's also been 20 years of modding, so there might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a Gen Z gamer and you go back to this game, warning you.
Please don't cancel it.
Please don't. The game's 20 years old. You can't cancel it.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
I understand it's problematic. I just want you to understand it's also not good. But I will at least give the devs the credit of they were trying to be inclusive and they just didn't nail it.
Yeah.
Did not nail it.
that entire section of the game is honestly pretty rough in general. It's
yeah.
not just the acting. That whole section feels really rushed. I feel like if they had been given time to do everything they actually wanted to, that whole last end would be very different. Because it does just kind of turn into combat.
Yeah, combat the game.
Not a whole lot of the talking or the sneaking. It really is just like fight your way through all this bullshit.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like, I can see where the ultimatum kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's exciting. So gameplay, game line thing, source engine. With this being one of the earliest games to be built on the source engine, this has left a lot of the character models to be animated with detail that really still holds up today. And is even better than some contemporary like character models I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at some gameplay footage from Bloodlines with no modding on YouTube, and then I looked at a bunch of different roleplay games that are like contemporary. And it's upsetting that this game is still kicking Bethesda's ass.
It's not.
On some levels, I'm like, damn, dog. How the fuck? Even with some games having motion capture, it's really impressive, like, how much that animation still holds up on those character models. So, like, if you're an animation nerd like myself, that's cool to see. Also, with the modding community, there is the unofficial patch that is supported by moddb.com, which has had continual patch updates, and the most current update as of recording is 11.5, being done in May 2025. So I recommend if you're going to play Bloodlines 1, go download it from Good Old Games, because it has the patch already integrated, and that fixes, there's a section in a sewer that if you don't have this patch, you will not be able to progress the game. The game is fucked. And then there's some stuff at the end of the game as well that also is completely fucked, and you cannot pass if you do not have this patch.
Good stuff.
But a lot of the patches work on fixing bugs and glitch issues. There is the base unofficial patch, and then there's like an advanced patch that's also very popular. But the advanced patch adds some community dialogue options and some extra like side quests you can go on. I have seen some people have issues putting that secondary community patch on, where it causes just random glitches. My favorite being just everything is toilets.
What?
Yeah, it's not on purpose. It's not an on purpose thing. It's not the Malkavian run. They were just playing the game and then just suddenly there were just toilets rendered in everything, like walls and ceilings and furniture. And people.
Wild.
Yeah. So I was like, are you sure this wasn't a Malkavian run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe just like Malkov is in the city.
Maybe. I don't know. That was just the I've had those two patches being the big ones that are recommended is like the official unofficial patch, and then there's like an advanced like patch plus that goes with it that you can get from moddb.com.
Nice.
Those are the two most commonly recommended. If you want to do any other modding, that's between you and Allah. I don't fucking it's you and your PC. Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't want to break the coding. I'm nervous. Where else? Oh, yeah. So, other kind of gameplay thing of note that I find interesting that was pointed out in some of the video essays I watched about the game. Hadn't really considered it until this research, which is Bloodlines 1's unique because this is one of a very small handful amount of roleplay games where the protagonist character is actually purposely disempowered. A lot of roleplay games, they rely on tropes of kind of escapism where you, the player, the main character, are the protagonist, you're the hero, you're the one the prophecy foretold.
You're the chosen one.
Yeah, you're a shepherd.
That's literally the beginning to every Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, you're the Dragonborn.
You're the one that was in my dream.
Yeah, not Bloodlines 1. You're just a schmuck who was wrong place, wrong time, and you are bitch boy the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give an ounce of power.
Nope. You are the neonate, and that is it.
The neonate.
Which I don't know if that's better or... It should technically be the fledgling.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
They're giving you a bit of credit.
Yeah, which is wild to me, and I'm like, Strauss giving anyone credit is wild. Well,
Strauss with the booby pack. Even funnier than Smile and Jack.
Here's
oh my god. I love it.
John, you say that, but I have seen cosplayers do Femme Strauss.
Yeah.
Girl.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's hot.
I'm not saying Femme Strauss. Yeah. I'm saying exact
just
model
Strauss
of Strauss with big old knockers. Okay. He's so silly.
I'm scared someone's gonna make that image and then we're gonna have it as a sticker because we already have Doug Demostrauss on the community, which we did purposely stack the stickers so that if you want to make his hat really big, you can do that.
Can make it infinitely large.
Oh yes. Doug Demostrauss of the Santa Monica Demosanction. I'm talking too much.
So
I can't
upsetting.
See Chantry. Demachantry. Anyways,
it's so upsetting.
Yeah, so I think this will be an interesting juxtaposition to Bloodlines 2, because Bloodlines 1, you were just kind of nobody and you're having to figure out and learn and fight your way through just like the vampire hierarchy system and learning about like there's different vampires and there's elder vampires, Methuselahs and blah, but then there's like underlings below you with like ghouls and then like humans and so and finding out those kind of power hierarchies, you can really you really want to be a fucking bastard, man. You could really explore that in this game if you wanted. And I thought that was like really unique and fun. With Bloodlines 2, from what I've seen, they've kind of gone back to the more typical...
Yeah, you're supposed to be like an elder that just came out of torpor or something.
Which I think could be cool, but from what I've seen of the gameplay trailers, it looks like people know who the fuck you are. And I'm like... damn it.
Yeah.
I was kind of excited to play an elder. Anybody don't know me, know nothing, and I just show up and I'm just old as fuck and confused. What is happening, child? What are the politics? What is a TV?
What is a TV?
Explain this magic box to me. Is it like the Nickelodeons of yore?
Listen, I don't care about what you have to say. Why does he continue talking? Grandpa, that's the news.
Grandpa, that is... Ah, yes, the bard in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the gameplay in Bloodlines 1, there's a lot of unique character builds that allow for players to find multiple paths around obstacles, with many goals having more than one way to solve the problem, which, in 2004...
Wild.
Not a common thing. This did not happen in games. it's just, I feel like Grandpa going like, this is a big deal when there's like so many games now that do this. And I'm just like,
it's almost one of those nowadays. If like you don't have this, you're like, what? What's going on here?
Like, I want to solve the problem with 100 cabbages.
Right.
Fucking let me do this.
I mean, I get it sometimes. I also want to solve the problem with ridiculous things.
Yeah. So Bloodlines 1 remains really unique in being an RPG that not only has like such a free roaming open world environment, it also allows for a lot of free roaming problem solving, which I think is really neat. And I really looked into it, and there's still a lot of roleplay computer games at this day that still don't allow for the flexibility that even Bloodlines 1 allowed for in choosing like how you do things. I will get into the unfortunates of the combat. Combat, not very well balanced, and it's kind of a bummer considering like how good like all the dialogue and social options are. But if you're somebody that's like, I want to be a gun-wielding, katana-wielding dickhead in a trench coat, a vampire game from the 2000s sounds like a perfect opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
No. Melee does not have anywhere near the finesse that even was common at that time period for combat.
Yeah,
you just kind of have to button mash, and hopefully you just
button mash better than the computer.
Yeah, it's basically you're just kind of hoping that you're like stun locking the character most of the time. Yeah. So if you decide to be a melee combatant in the game, it becomes very tedious and kind of And the I've never understood until I did the research for this episode why the gun combat fucking sucks.
So bad?
Yeah. So they correlated the accuracy of your guns to what your rating is on like firearms. So even if you, as the player, aimed correctly and should have hit the target, your ability to actually hit the target is based on a percentile based on your like rating on the firearm skill.
So both you as a player have to be skilled in order to use it, and then you also have to put dots in firearms.
Yeah. So it led to a lot of dissatisfactions in players, and I was like, oh, that's why it's fucky. Okay. Because it's like, I can understand it's like a lot of shooting mechanics in games give you buffs and make you better at shooting and giving you more accuracy as you're like leveling up your character. But your ability to aim and fire still like actually matters.
Right.
And apparently if you only put no or 1 dot in firearms, the amount that the maths like affects your gun accuracy is like substantial. I don't know what the exact number is, but I was like, oh, that explains so much now. I wish I had known that. I wish anybody had told me. Over these years, I just thought the guns were just bad. So even if you sync the dots to have your firearms up to a certain level, like your player accuracy is still going to affect it, but now you're not getting debuffed by the game being like, well, you don't have the dots in this, get fucked, nerd.
I mean, part of me likes that mechanic, but especially for the time, like I would never have guessed that would be the case. So
yeah, it's kind of similar to an issue that happens with stealth. Like, if you don't have obfuscate and you're using stealth, not only do you have to be able to maneuver around things as the player maneuvering the character around the map to be stealthy, you also get, like, if you don't put enough dots in stealth, you're getting debuffed by the game, so yeah. If you're only putting, like, 0 or 1 dot into stealth, like, even if your character model is technically sneaking correctly, the computer can still ding you because you're getting debuffed because your stealth score is not good.
Right.
Which I can understand as a player because it's happened to me several times. It was fucking annoying where I'm like, I know I'm not in the hitbox. Why am I getting pinged for this? This is fucking stupid.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, it's because I don't have the skills and the game is forcing me to roleplay being shit at this.
Right.
And I'm like,
kind of cool.
That's cool. I wish the game fucking explained that at any point.
Right. Yeah. Even just maybe I guess it might have shown as like a loading blurb.
Not that I remember, but I've also like not played the game in a while.
I never really read those, so I don't remember.
This is why we're doing a retrospective and not a deep dive. There's also just a lot that happened. Like, this Bloodlines 1 is a very dense game. And if I wanted to really, like, deep dive into the game, we'd be here for, like, fucking 6 goddamn hours.
Yeah, probably there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and I didn't want to write a very spoilery skip, because I'm like, I want people to go and engage, because part of the fun of the game is, like, going through and discovering all the wacky dialogue options and getting invested into various characters and learning things about the city and, like, finding a character build that works for you.
Yeah.
and I can't write that experience for you, so I'm not gonna fucking try, because that's nuts. So, here we are. With Bloodlines Legacy being as it is, Bloodlines 1 unfortunately was a financial failure.
Womp womp.
It earned $3.4 million on initial release.
Which is a lot of money.
Which is a lot of money, but that's like a third of like what Half-Life 2 earned.
Yeah.
On that same like release weekend. Also just other titles that Troika had put out at the time also just did not have a lot of return on investment. I was not able to find out how much the production budget was for Bloodlines 1.
I have a feeling it was substantial though.
Probably substantial. I'm very much used to films where they will release what the film budget is, and then you get to see the returns on the box office, but like streaming makes it really hard to know like what a film's actually making anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've kind of hit the Uno reverse with games where it's really hard to find what the budget of a game production is, but you can find the sales. And it feels arbitrary to me. They're like, this game was a success, this game was a failure. And I'm like, I would love a metric to be able to actually gauge this.
Right.
But I don't have the numbers, so I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But due to the financial loss from Bloodlines 1, and I believe it was the game that you talked about, Hunter, they're working on simultaneously with Bloodlines. I think they're working on this. Yeah, I think they're working on Arcanum at the same time. That one did well for what it was, but it did not earn enough to like make up for the loss from Bloodlines.
Mm.
So most of the staff from Troika was laid off immediately, resulting in a lack of patch support for Bloodlines 1, which is part of the reason why we ended up having the mod community. Whoops. Troika would end up shutting their doors in February 2005.
Womp womp.
Which is very unfortunate. But also, the reviews for Bloodlines was very polarized. The Metacritic score lands the game at 80 out of 10. I read a bunch of reviews from the 2000s.
80 out of 10?
Out of 1,000, or 100, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, whoa, they liked that game.
No, it was 80 out of 100, I'm sorry.
Still pretty good.
Still, yeah, it's like, in aggregate, Bloodlines 1 ends up, like, being rated really well, but if you read the reviews in the 2000s at the time, you had a lot of people really raving about the world and how like engaging the roleplay is and like enjoying the dialogue options and exploring the world with the characters. Everybody was so fucking mad about the combat system.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a good combat system.
Yeah. It's particularly at the time because like fighting in games was the main way people interacted with stories at the time. So if your combat was fucked, like they're just like, throw the whole game away.
Yeah.
We don't want this furfy dialogue bullshit. That's not what real gamers do.
Also, I looked it up. I believe it was their D&D game that released at the same time, or was worked on at the same time, because the Temple of Elemental Evil came out in 2003. Vampire came out in 2004 after the delays.
Troika did Temple of Elemental Evil?
Yeah, the PC Temple.
Dude, that is such a good one. Yeah. I really liked that one.
It was the first game to use the 3.5.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, you're right.
It was really good.
Sorry, everyone. I did that thing where I went too hard into a research rabbit hole and then I edited a bunch of shit out of the script because I was like, this script is going to be fucking 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to do that to everybody. But yeah, that was the thing. They were working on a game and I had forgotten the title of the game. I was like, I know this is a D&D related thing. So imagine if video game studios were able to work with tabletop games and have better synergy with the cross-platform titles. That could have been a timeline we lived in, but unfortunately somebody killed that gorilla. But yeah, the consensus I read from reviews at that time seems to be people really loved the game, but they did not like playing the game because the mechanics were just a fucking nightmare.
It was very frustrating.
And as somebody who played a DVD or a CD-ROM version of this game in 2006 on PC, unpatched, I can tell you and I can confirm, yes.
Rough.
Nightmare fuel.
Rough.
Rough, buddy.
RUFF, rough.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to like go to the mod thing, the community mod stuff to get the patches because my brother fucked up the family PC because of RuneScape too many times.
You know, RuneScape's a frustrating game, so.
Yeah, my brother just got like scammed and downloaded a bunch of shit and like we had to completely like wipe and restart that family computer like 2 or 3 times because my brother's a dipshit.
Download this for 100 gold bars.
Yeah, shit like that. Well, I mean, my brother's like 5 years younger than me, so I was like...
You can't blame him too bad.
Yeah, I was like 14, 15, like early high school when I got my hands finally on Bloodlines 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like 9, 10. So it's like my family, like, he got grounded, but he didn't get in huge trouble. I suffered because he was a dipshit. I'm like, guys, I'll show you the website. Like, I don't give a fuck. This game that I bought with my fucking allowance is unfucking playable. I literally cannot finish it. Can I download this patch so I can play the game? And they're just like, no, we don't want to mess up the family computer again. I'm just like, fucking good. Yeet.
Yeet.
I'll go pick up the pen and paper version. Fuck you guys. Do it my own way. But
still don't finish half the games we play now. Still cursed.
That's different reasons.
Still cursed.
Still cursed. Forever cursed. This is my burden for being a Tremere main.
That's what you get.
I'm switching to Bottom Hakim. It's fine.
Alright.
I'm better now.
I'm better now.
I've matured. It's fine. Anywho, but as we're probably aware of as a community, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines has become a cult classic of a video game.
Absolutely.
This is a game that the fans fucking love.
For good reason.
Yes. And also for fun. A lot of the characters that you see in the video game get cosplayed regularly.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
It's also still one of the main ways that I know people get into Vampire the Masquerade World of Darkness in general.
Yeah. Like, it's a big crossover thing, which is kind of handy with the game mechanics being so similar to the tabletop game, because that means when your friends have played Bloodlines and they're like, why is this game so fucky? You go, come to my table, join. Join, I'll explain why it's fucky. Yes, they are in a Japanese schoolgirl outfit. No, we don't have to do that at our table. It was just the style at the time.
But you can wear one if you want.
I mean, if you want to, that's fine.
Your character, though, no.
I was like, I'm fine if your character's wearing a schoolgirl uniform, but do understand, if you do that, I have to make that be, like, a plot thing now.
Somebody's got to ask you something about it. They got questions.
Either somebody's gonna have questions, or someone's gonna accuse you of being a pervert, or you're gonna have to deal with a pervert.
Yeah.
What do you want to deal with? You tell me. This is a session 0 conversation.
How are we handling it?
Cause low key, one of my favorite things as a storyteller, especially being a femme storyteller, is creeping the guys out by somebody else being a sex pest as an NPC. Where I'm just like, oh, you want to Uno reverse? All right, guy, bet, crack. It was like, what? That's fucking up. And I'm like, that's a Tuesday for me, dog.
Let's go.
Did you ever go to the gas station by yourself? What? The amount of times people have tried to get me to go into their car while I'm at a gas station trying to buy a Monster Energy drink is obscene.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not easy to kidnap either. Like, I'm kind of a thick person. I'm heavy and loud and brightly colored. I will be noticed. Anyways, back to the game. Fun fact, and as far as I'm aware, Bloodlines 1 has one of the, if not the oldest contiguous, modding community.
Hell yeah.
For, roleplay games. I'm not a digital community historian, so I don't fucking know for sure.
If she's wrong, come at us.
If I'm wrong, feel free to correct, or if you have a modding community that you're really excited about and want to share with us, please do so. I like learning about shit, but it's, often cited as, this is one of the oldest, modding communities that's, still active. There's still people doing updates. There's still people making fan content. I'm even aware of some fan projects where they're trying to, update the graphics in Bloodlines 1 where it's the models are all going to be the same, but they're going to have all of the textures render up to modern standards and things like that. And I'm just like, dog, that's crazy. I don't know if I want to see Smiling Jack with pores. I'm good.
I do.
Dog, that's a lot. I don't know if I need to see that. I don't need Beckett to be more punchable.
Yes.
I can't. I cannot deal with this man.
You're going to break your computer.
Fucking just yeet this fucking English prick across the screen. Just, no. Anywho. Also, for a lot of people, Bloodlines 1 is a way that they got into a lot of, alternative or industrial music. That was kind of their first, this is the sound of my people now.
Mm-hmm.
And the soundtrack is still really held in high regard to the point that there was a re-release, because when the game came out, you could get a special edition version of the game through if you bought the disc at Best Buy, where it came with a CD of the soundtrack. I used to have just the soundtrack I'd bought at a used place, but I had an ex steal the CD, and I'm like, God damn it.
Womp.
If that's not one of the most goth sentences to come out of my fucking mouth. But there was a re-release last year of the Bloodlines 1 soundtrack on vinyl. I'm really mad that it was a limited release. I'm really mad I was broke at the time.
Damn, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, so I was trying to look up how much the vinyl is now. Nobody is selling it.
Of course not.
The one vinyl I was able to find on resale was for like $400.
Woo!
And I'm like, God damn it. I hate being a broke bitch sometimes.
Yeah.
But you can stream the soundtrack on pretty much like every streaming platform I can find, so it's not like the soundtrack is not accessible. So if that's something you want, it is around at least on a digital platform. I'm not saying do a piracy. Good luck finding the vinyl.
We would never say do a piracy.
And
I don't even like pirates.
Events within Bloodlines 1 are also referenced in the canon lore of Vampire the Masquerade, with many of his characters continuing on past the events of the game. Which is part of the reason why we have to talk about it on the show, which is like, hey guys, we've joked about it, but yeah, Kane exists. The Vorman sisters are lore sheets in the new edition. Beckett's now a lore sheet.
You got a whole damn book now.
Got a whole damn book. I know Smiling Jack is in Beckett's Jihad Diary. I know Strauss is still kicking and doing stuff canonically. Fantastic. I think Damsel's still fucking around doing stuff. I know Nines Rodriguez is still canon. Yeah. There's been reference to the Kuai-Jin, but there's not been officially Kuai-Jin in 5th edition yet. But, you know, that whole Chinatown section, as far as I'm aware, still canon and valid.
Yay.
Yay!
What kind of book do you think they would just have to essentially re-release a Kindred of the East kind of situation and able to add in order to add Kuai-Jin?
I think it would
it would just be a lore sheet.
I think doing it as a lore sheet would be the worst option.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think maybe doing kind of what they're doing with the Bali right now, which is in the Facade book, which is like introducing the Bali initially as like an antagonist NPC and then introducing, hey, if you want to play this, here's the rules.
Right.
Might be a good way to get this, like, going. But there's also, a lot of the plot elements with the Kuai-Jin do a lot of, like, expressing, like, xenophobia and, like, fears about, like, the rising, economic, situations between Japan and China and Korea versus, like, the US. Kind of get illustrated in those kind of character trope things. And I'm like, those are still contemporary issues that people have, obviously. But I'm like, there's gotta be a way to do this that isn't, like...
a problem?
Super cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not in that dev room, so I don't fucking know.
Right.
But if you want to see a literal continuation of stuff from Bloodlines 1, LA by Night is literally just a continuation in contemporary times, like almost all of the main characters, like, from the game are also characters in the LA by Night series. Okay. So you get a guy playing Nines Rodriguez, the Vorman sisters are in it. Like...
oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, Beckett's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Strauss is in it. Just the amount of upset you get every time I say that, man.
I feel like, that list was just slowly more disappointment.
I mean, LaCroix's not in it, so, ayo.
That's why it didn't get to the most disappointment. Just like the flavor of LaCroix.
Oh, no!
A disappointment. Air and nothing else.
Yeah. And so, anybody who's wanting to be like, hey, I like the Bloodlines game, I want to do more of this at my table, where's a good transfer point? Beckett's Jihad Diary. There's, like, a whole segment about LA, where there's, like, characters from the Bloodlines game that get checked, and there's events in there. In the chapter where they're in LA, each of the chapters has a segment where they give a bunch of plot hooks and, like, story beat options for storytellers based on the chapter it's attached to. Right. So there's a whole segment for LA.
Hell yeah.
So... if you like Bloodlines 1 and you want to bring elements of those at your table and you want more resources than just go watch things from the game or go play the game yourself and make notes, asshole. Beckett's Jihad Diary has a really solid section that talks about, like, some updates on what's going on in the city post the Bloodline 1 events, because they do acknowledge their sarcophagus.
I did look up some other characters. Yes. Apparently, Gary... mm-hmm. The Nosferatu also
Gary Goldman.
shows up.
Yeah.
He's also in LA by Night.
Yeah, he is. I can't remember, is Ramona in the game?
Ramona, I don't remember.
I don't
think so. I'm looking at a character. No, there's Rosa.
Yeah.
But there's not Ramona.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, because there's a character that is in Beckett's that's in LA by Night, but I didn't think they were in the game. So, yeah, Gary Gold's also in there. He's great. He's fantastic. We love him. Him and his little fucked up childer. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
They'll be okay.
That's fine. It's fine. They've got nice suits in the sewer. So yeah. So that's kind of the rough Bloodlines 1. Bloodlines 1, similar to Bloodlines 2, had production hell issues.
It was a curse. It's been a joke, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Bloodlines has a curse on it, and every Bloodlines that's ever made is just going to be pretty much just not come out until it does.
Yeah. So that's all the preamble for before Bloodlines 2. We are going to be doing our soft review for Bloodlines 2 next week after the game drops. So you get to hear about that. Huzzah. And I'm going to also go over some of the production bullshit from Bloodlines 2, just so we kind of understand where we are as a community with that. I like Bloodlines. It's fun. The game's broken as fuck in some regards, but I've played I haven't completed like fully runs with the patches in a while.
Yeah, I've not played the newest version of the patch. I played it through with the patch, but that was years ago. The patch has been in development for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, and the good news is if you go to the source page for the patch, they also keep up like a patch journal, so if you want to see what's been updated over the course of every update, they give you a list of everything they've done, which is nice. Yeah. So yeah, I have not done a run through with the most current up-to-date patch, so I don't know how that runs fully, but based off of the patch I did have from like 2 years ago, everything ran great. I had no issues. But that was also the only mod I had on the game. If you start stacking mods, I know sometimes you run into issues because the code will start like conflicting with each other and you end up with everything is toilets. Which is fine. It happens.
Really? He should have saved that whole like line and made that a mod.
Yeah, just everything is toilets.
Yeah. You want to play a vampire toilet?
No, this isn't a hunter game.
Oh, that's true.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm trying to not already be tired of the discourse. Right? Because, like, dear God.
Yeah, it's going to be annoying.
Yeah, well, gaming culture is very different now than it was 20 years ago. Shocking no one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we exist in a part of the timeline where people really politicize gaming culture in ways that fucking suck. So, considering how everybody was freaking out, fuck, what was it? Ghost of Yotai. I don't know if you saw the shit around that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's just the usual troglodytes just being like, I'm not gonna play this game because the protag is a woman and she's not fuckable. Which is a funny tie-in for LA by Night because the protag is modeled after and voiced by Erika Ishii.
Oh.
And I'm like, they're gorgeous. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about, dog? Okay. Or because she doesn't have giant, non-realistic booba?
Make a mod for that.
No!
If that's what you want, like,
yeah,
don't bitch about the game, just make a mod for it.
Yeah, just get good at coding, scrub.
Yeah.
More even just a modeling.
Yeah, just stick a different model in there. Like, why do you give a fuck? I was just like, do you need a goon that much? God.
Another bummer, though, was apparently, I don't have a source on this, something I read a long time ago, but if the vampire game was successful, there was talks to follow up with a mage game using the same engine. And possibly a werewolf game, or maybe the other order around.
I feel like werewolf would be easier to do because mage mechanics allow for such bullshit.
Yeah, but if it is a video game, I'm sure half of them would have just been blasting anyway. So
anyways, start blasting. Yeah,
different kinds of blasting.
Yeah,
I blast him with fire. Well, I blast him with my brain.
I blast him with this gun I found.
Yeah, pretty much.
I blast him with drugs.
All right. I blast him with this proton accelerator replicator. I was like, all right, you son of ether, it's a fucking gun. Chill.
Yeah.
It's like, but it chugs. I have to pour diesel into it, otherwise I can't fire the rounds. It's like, you fucking dipshit. All right.
You didn't have to make it like that.
You did not.
You chose to make it like that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'm very deeply curious about how the atmosphere in the game and everything will go, because I know some stuff from the first game is carrying over into the second. And we are starting... Yeah, I just realized, we're starting Bloodlines 2, I believe, with like 7 different base clans. It's just a different jumble of clans this time.
Yeah. So I'm going in pretty much completely blank. I know almost nothing. I haven't watched the trailers. I've tried to stay out of it because I just want to play the game when it's out.
Like, I just want to enjoy the game.
Samesies.
Yeah, no, that's valid. I looked into stuff. I was planning on being like you guys and not looking into anything. But then I found out that the Chinese rumored the dev team that took over, and they released Still Wakes the Deep, which is a game made for me specifically. So I went, let me go check out Still Wakes the Deep. Completely fucked my accent because pretty much all the voice actors they got for that game are from my home part of Scotland. So and one of the characters, the guy who's in the galley, the chef, looks like my grandfather.
Lol.
Fucking fucks me up. So I'm just like, no,
Grandpa.
Not Granddad Cool.
Your granddad was cool?
That's my family's name, Cool. Coull.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Stove. We used to have a castle. It's a pile of rocks now.
It's not.
It's
not
a cool
dope.
castle.
It's cool.
Yeah. This is why we didn't change my name. I would have been because we did all the punk shit. If I had switched my name to like my family name, everyone would have been like, yeah, it's a name you made up for being a punk. And I'm like, no, that's just my family's name. Like, we have a tartan and a crest and everything.
You fucking did that to me.
That's already your shtick, though. I didn't want to take your shtick.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But, like, I was really impressed by the stuff from Still Wakes the Deep. So I was like, okay, I'll go take a look at, like, what they've put out. Like, I've not looked at everything because I didn't want to, like, become an insufferable cunt.
Yeah.
But I looked at some stuff and I was like, okay, cool. It looks like the atmosphere is good. Like, everything I've seen from the team doing the soundtrack looks really solid.
Oh, they didn't just get songs again? That's a bummer. It would have been cool if they did.
No, but comma asterisks.
Okay.
But it's also a game that hasn't come out yet, and I don't like talking about shit I don't actually have my hands on.
Fair.
So,
yeah.
But like the little tidbits I've seen, I'm like, the gameplay trailer they put out that's showing like the actual combat, not a cinematic, like looked solid. It looks like you could do more with your melee combat than just smash.
Nice.
So, huzzah. So yeah, next week we're gonna get our quick capsule soft review for Bloodlines 2. Go play Bloodlines 1. Get the goddamn patch.
Yeah.
Please get the patch.
Yeah.
Have fun. Just enjoy the quirk and the fun and the. I like that it does sit in a world that it feels like David Lynch adjacent.
Yeah, especially the Hollywood section.
Oh yeah, Hollywood section for sure. There's just a lot of like really heightened like moments of just like what the fuck is happening, but then that makes the buy-in for when the really dark sad things happen. You just go, oh no. So it's a good game. I recommend it. Go have fun. Thank you, Paralyze, for music.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, the music is good.
Hey, Paralyze, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Maybe some of our enjoyment of the soundtrack for Bloodlines 1 is part of the reason why we went with this as our intro song.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Who knows? Punch the mic again.
I was excited.
For music, go to Bandcamp. Give them at least $1.
At least $1.
Yes. We have social medias on Instagram and TikTok. Just type in Blank Bodies. We'll show the fuck up. We've been doing this long enough. We've taken over the word.
Yay.
Yay. We also have Patreon. Thank you guys that give us money. We've been upgrading equipment and editing stuff and all that fun stuff. It's allowing us to be able to do things like a game review actually in time.
Yeah.
This time. So huzzah.
That'd be neat.
Appreciate you. I am going to be doing a run of Bloodlines 2 on Halloween. So if people want to come hang out. I don't know if we've decided if it's going to be a live stream or if it's just going to be in the community Discord at this point. We'll figure it out.
It's going to be something.
Yes.
It's going to be something.
So if you want to hang out and watch me suck at a video game. Or suck blood, because vampires.
Hey!
Ayo.
No matter what, you're going to watch her suck some blood.
Yes. Nothing more. Anyway.
No, definitely not at video games.
Not at video game.
No, just blood.
Just blood. Nothing more.
Yes.
Oh. So we have different tiers that give you different things, including titles on our Discord. We also have polls for voting that let you get stuff on the Patreon episodes. We do a bonus episode for the patrons every month, covering details and stuff. And we also ask for polls for helping us run the show and decide how we do show.
Yay.
So huzzah. There will be polls coming up soon for Wrangling Hakata Month. I just got to figure out a way to put those on polls in ways that make any fucking sense.
And we also have a patron episode coming next week, so.
Yes.
Well, you were talking about doing themes, right?
Yes.
Or like
breaking it down into like regional groups.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out a way to do that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
We also have other resources and supplies and things for the patrons. If you want to support us further, we also have merch. It is on our Ko-Fi. We got some shirts, we got stickers, got buttons. The proceeds help us do the show.
Yep, that's true.
And also you get to look like a badass.
Yeah.
And I believe we have currently a pre-order set up for our extended sizes on the shirts, so 3X, 4X, 5Xs.
Yep, till the end of October 2025.
Yep, so you have to Halloween
to
put in your orders for that, and then we'll get that all sent to you guys once we get those back from the printers. So, huzzah! Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you're a vampire, hit me up. I want to talk to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Huzzah.
We can play Bloodlines 2 together. It'll be a good time.
Yes. Tell us how accurate
Friendship.
or inaccurate
Right.
is.
All right. Well, anyway.
Love your faces.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Boy.
That came up from a sarcophagus.
Ew.